Hey there, friends and foes. Good morning, multiverse. This is Back of the Cereal Box, the pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturdays of our youth while surviving adulthood today. And I am your host, the prophet of pop culture, John Pica. You can call me Johnny. And this morning, we are going to take a deep dive into a property I knew nothing about until this week. And I'm going to need extra help from you guys in the audience because we're going to be talking about My Little Pony. And we're going to do that right after this.
Hits like Coca-Cola, Levi Strauss, Johnny Carson and Mickey Mouse. The first star was James Dean. Elvis Presley, yeah, he's still the king. Some things are only imitatable. You can't beat an original. Oh, you can't beat an original.
Hey there, friends and foes. Welcome back. Good morning, multiverse. This is Back of the Cereal Box, the pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturdays of our youth while surviving adulthood today. I'm your host, Johnny, and Avengers comic books, Star Wars movies, and Saturday morning cartoons made me who I am today. And you know what? It is almost May, and it is still freezing cold in Middle Tennessee. So I've got my hoodie, my fuzzy hoodie, in the rec room, keeping me warm. It's got a little, I guess, leopard print pattern to it. I love it. It's kind of like my go-to keep warm clothing. And Dee Barty is in the rec room. We're gonna welcome her on. She is my co-host of 11 years, my broadcast partner. She's an amazing, talented artist, photographer, model. And I say artist because photography is an art, and actress, and she loves all things Ghostbusters and Jurassic Park and Wizard of Oz and Friends. I'll be there for you.
Thanks, John.
Wait, what am I hearing in the background?
Oh, that's my his tablet.
Upstairs?
No, it's in the dining room. I didn't close the door because the dog's in here.
Oh, okay.
I'll close it in a second.
All right. Well, Dee is with us this morning despite having a house full of sick people.
Yeah.
Adulting is hard.
I don't like it. Can I go back?
Well, that's what this show is all about, is helping us relive and go back, even if we're just an hour at a time, to get away from some of that toxicity and some of the negativity that swirls around our lives. And we're glad that you guys are here. I'm glad that you're here, Dee.
Thanks. Me too. I didn't think I was going to make it this morning, but here I am.
Yeah, awesome. And we also need to welcome in our third co-host. Yeah, our other co-host, all the way from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, via the magic of the interwebs, the Peppermint Princess, the social media socialite. She is your emotional support Canadian, lover of superheroes, comic books, and all things X-Men. It is Willow Schuyler.
Hello.
And Willow is coming to us from the sunny golden fields of Ponyland. I love it. So we're gonna get into My Little Pony in a little bit. I love, Willow, that you embrace the entire theme. And do you know that when you just turn your head like that, whatever color your headphones are, they disappear.
Yep.
It looks like you have a hole in your head.
I haven't mastered the green screen thing yet because I haven't put up my my blanket.
Yeah, look, I say this every week. I had full intention of putting up the whole green screen setup this morning, and I just I didn't do it. It was literally all I could do to drag myself out of bed. You guys, do any of you, D, I know you don't. You have an Android, but Willow, do you have an iPhone device?
Yeah, my phone.
Okay. So iPhone changed the alarm. It's no longer a thing on the clock. Now it's under a new app called Sleep. And
Oh,
it's
I still
horrible.
have the alarm.
Well, once it updates,
thing.
once you update to the
Oh,
newest version of iOS. And so this morning, I did not wake up the way that I normally would have.
oh, okay.
And so I'm running a little bit behind this morning. Running a little bit behind. All right, DBRT closed her door to get rid of some of the background noise. Thank
And my
you,
dog barked at you. Did you hear her? She
No.
barked at you.
No, I put it on mute.
Because I unplugged my headphones and she barked. She was like, oh.
Interesting.
Well, before we get into this, we do have a couple of people that we need to thank. Of course, our awesome opening theme song is performed by the Murdering Crows. You can get their record, For Bad Crows, at Amazon, iTunes, Google, or anywhere you buy music. And we need to thank our super cereal box friends, Eli Cash, Cindy Kep, Sharice Collins, Dave Manginelli, Dave Mattingly, Greg and Crystal Jones. And you guys, we have a brand new sponsor and brand new super friend that I did not have time to add to this card. Cade Hawkins became a supporter of the show, and not just a supporter of this show. He actually decided to join the network with Cartoon Commotion, and that show will be joining the Cereal Box Network starting in May. And to launch the show and to officially announce it, he will be with us next Saturday to talk about Spider-Man and his amazing friends. It's going to be so fun.
Yay.
So welcome, Cade, as a Cereal Box super friend and as a member of the Cereal Box Network. We also want to mention my book series, Tales of the Decoverse, available Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you buy books, and our friend Sarah Jenkins, Every Beaten Path, from Amazon, or better yet, your local bookstore. And you guys may be wondering, where has Sarah been lately? We've been wondering that ourselves, and we found out. She is now a big G, grandma, and brand new newborn in the house. And I don't think I've ever seen someone so in love before. She is just enamored. She's busy being grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So that's weird, really weird for me to say.
Hello.
Hello? Who's there? Do people not know that we do a show at 8 in the morning? Because I get called, like, you remember that morning Eli called me while we were live? And he knew we were doing a show. Is that the office phone, D?
Yeah.
You guys, if you can't tell, we are full of distractions this morning.
I mean,
Well-
this morning is just a total train wreck over here. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. So Saturday mornings, everybody, for me, meant sitting down with a big bowl of cereal and sitting down to watch cartoons, read comic books, watch Godzilla movies, kaiju movies, kung fu movies, sometimes pro wrestling, NWA World Championship Wrestling. And at noon, Soul Train would come on, or American Bandstand, and Mom would kick me out of the house and we'd go to the pool, or we ride our bikes down to the convenience store, to the comic book shop, and stay out until the street lights came on. And that was my Saturday. And that's what this show is about, is celebrating that Saturday. So not only do we have My Little Pony cartoons this morning, but I have to ask everybody, what's in the bowl? And for me, you guys, I have tons of boxes of cereal behind me. And I was going to pour a big bowl, but you know what I've been in the mood for and I don't have in the house? I had to have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So I drug myself out of bed early this morning. I got in the car. I went to the gas station grocery store and I got some Cinnamon Toast Crunch just because I had to have it. This is, in my opinion, the greatest, best cereal ever made. And so Willow has been eating the caramel French Toast Crunch and making me jealous the last couple of weeks. So I had to have it. So, ta-da!
That's what Izzy had for breakfast. She had to have it this morning too. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm sadly done with my caramel crunch cereal. So I decided to go and try. I was at 7-Eleven and found some cookies and cream almonds. Yeah.
Cookies and cream almonds. Now you're speaking my language.
So, wait a minute. I love almonds. I love cookies and cream, ice cream, Oreo cookies. So, we don't have this in the States, Willow. So, this is something unique to Canada. And what the script is in Korean, Japanese?
I believe it's Japanese. Oh, it smells so good.
So, are these almonds covered in cookies and cream, like chocolate? What's going on here?
As I'm losing them, so it's like coated in like a cookies and cream powder.
Oh my God.
Or
That's like
chocolate.
That's not an almond. That's like a big ball. But I know we're gonna answer this question right now.
Will it cereal?
Will it cereal? So Willow has the cookies and cream almonds, this Japanese candy, and she's put it in the bowl with some milk. She's crunching down on it, and what's the verdict here, Willow? Will it cereal? I suspect it does. But
I think so, but definitely. I think it tastes better without the milk. But
okay. So, Dee, you'll appreciate this. This week I saw a friend of mine. They did they also have a cereal-based show, and they did Will It cereal with flaming hot Cheetos.
oh God.
Did they put them in whiskey?
No, but guess what we're gonna do on our next live adventure?
What?
Flaming hot Cheetos, or maybe Takis. Will it cereal? I think Takis will cereal pretty good.
Only if Hillbilly's there with the whiskey. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
So I want to know.
Hey, you didn't ask me what was in my bowl.
Well, because normally you don't have one.
Well, maybe I got one today.
What do you got? Oh my gosh! So speaking of Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
I know
you got the Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn, and
I did.
Tell us, Dee.
What?
Tell us all about it. Is it?
I don't know. I haven't tried it.
Have you not?
No, I was saving it to the show to try it because you said don't try things until the show. So, but I come in here this morning and it's been opened. And I was like, who's been eating it?
Shocking.
What wasn't me. What?
Shocking. In a house full of 5 kids, someone pilfered the Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn.
It smells like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. See, I love popcorn.
Do you really?
I do love popcorn. I love all kinds of popcorn. So I'm like, okay, I'll try the popcorn stuff. But oh my God, they're so good.
It is awesome.
Wow.
I specifically don't buy it because I can't resist it.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It actually tastes like, well, cinnamon sugar popcorn. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend. Don't ask me to put it in cereal.
No, we already discovered that popcorn does not cereal. But here's my question for you, Dee.
Wow, it's
So how does it measure up in your mind to the other cookie and candy popcorn? I'm guessing you liked all of that Vintage Italia supplied us.
Oh yeah, we totally ate it all. I think I like this better.
You know what?
It's really good.
So I have a whole like care package gift bag basket. As Dee crunches the bag right in front of her mic. I love it.
I told you it's a train wreck over here this morning. I don't even care anymore.
Look, so there are people watching and listening to the show for the very first time. They hear me on Clubhouse talking about podcasting, and they hear me talk about how this show is live to drive, which means we stream this live, but we don't edit anything out. Sometimes that's really good. Sometimes that can lead to things that aren't so good. And so when you hear, when you hear something crackle or crunch, it's real because that's who we are.
Snap, crackle, pop. That's who we are.
Yeah. So I need to ask everyone in our audience, this is how this works. You guys get to comment. And you guys get to join us in the chat as Dee moves her mic around.
I feel like
we hear everything,
like,
Dee.
Jeez.
I feel like I'm the reason why the show needs like a 5-second delay because in case I slip a swear word in.
But you never have. You've never slipped a swear word in that I've heard. Now,
maybe the slight little comments I slip in. The innuendo that Dee adds in causes our audience to make those comments. I think Cheryl, our guest Cheryl, she came in with the potty mouth. Dee had to be like, yep.
So
love Cheryl.
But you guys can comment as you're watching the show live. And I want to know what your favorite breakfast cereal is and what's in your bowl this morning. And we've got some comments this morning. George Bueller, good morning, cereal boxers. I'm getting ready to go into the comic shop. He's going into Clobbering Comics in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. If you are anywhere in the Elizabethtown area, Bowling Green, or even Louisville, make a drive down to Clobbering Comics, go see George. And I got to tell you, they are an amazing comic book shop and maybe one of the best in the area. We need to make a road trip up there, Dee. Instead of going to Huntsville the next trip or Bowling Green,
guys
let's go
should do a show live from his shop.
You know what? George, help us make that happen.
Make it happen.
Let's schedule that sometime in the next month. Because, Dee, we've not been on a road trip now since, what? Nerdy Gras. Mm-hmm. That's been over a month ago now. Can you believe that?
I went on a road trip yesterday, so I'm...
Zentron says, I really enjoyed that Spider-Man show, Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Well, you'll need to join us again next week so that you can be a part of that discussion as well. And of course, George says, I'd love to have you all come out. Yeah, we need to make this happen because I love everything I've seen from Clobbering Comics, but I've not been there myself and need to. I don't want to. I have to.
I love doing live shows from comic book stores. It's so much fun.
Yeah, live shows are great. And we want to take this show on the road more. We want to do the Back of the Cereal Box live road show. And it's just all about time and money and scheduling around family, especially Dee's 2 dogs and 5 kids.
Right now it's track.
Who's running track?
Me. I'm running the program.
Oh.
But Maddie. She's a thrower. Yeah.
Okay. I never took Maddie as a track runner.
She's not. She's a thrower.
Oh, a throw. What does she throw?
Shot put and disc.
Really? Huh. That's
Trying to get
interesting.
her into some running events because she went and ran a 5K for Mountain Man last weekend and came in third.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
wow.
Maddie.
She never trained at all, and she came in third overall. And I'm like, dude, why aren't you running? You need to
Because
do.
I'll tell you why. Maddie does not strike me as the person who would think running is a fun activity.
Yeah, but she used to get up in the summer and run the whole neighborhood early in the morning. I know it's really bizarre. But yesterday we went to the shot put competition and I mean not shot put, geez, pole vaulting, and I'm obsessed. And I'm trying to get them to give me a pole vault pit, and I'm like, I will learn how to do it.
I need to see this.
I'm obsessed.
I need to see DBRT flying through the air uncontrollably.
I will do it.
Oh my God.
Hey, look, here's the shocker, folks. I'm very uncoordinated. It's amazing that my team actually won second place in a dancing competition.
Well, I want to see that too, Willow. I want to see you accident prone, klutzy Willow Skylar flying through the air on a pole vault.
No.
We'll have to have you sign a disclaimer. All right, so before we get into My Little Pony, we're going to mix this up just a little bit because when I was a kid, we would pour the cereal. Sometimes we would do it before we poured the cereal to sit down to watch cartoons, but we would reach into the cereal box to pull out the prizes inside the cereal box. And this week, I have something that we call New Loot, sponsored by Entertainment Earth. And I have something that is a little bit different, but I want to share it because Marvel Comics heard my plea. This is Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood. This is a deluxe edition, collected edition of the entire miniseries. This is the complete opposite of My Little Pony. This is bloody, violent, and it's all in black and white, but with red highlights. And so when Marvel collected this into a collected edition, it's all different short stories. It's an anthology, all different writers, all different art teams. Here's the back cover, and you can see a bloody Moon Knight. One of the complaints I had when this series first came out as a traditional size comic was that I felt like the panels were too small to really appreciate the artwork. And I said on my review on New Comics Yum, that I wished they would do this in like a tabloid format. And lo and behold, Marvel heard my plea and they released it in tabloid deluxe size so that the art panels really pop. They're not small, and I'm trying to find one of the my favorite panels and I can't find it. It's going to drive me crazy. I should have prepared for this better. But as Dee mentioned, it's been a little bit chaotic this morning. Here we go.
Evidently.
Yeah. So even at the tabloid size, Scott Bakula's work is super detailed, but I love that it's tabloid size. It's big. It's got this beautiful, I don't even know what you call this kind of cover. It's not hardcover. It's not soft cover, but it's like almost like plastic, or I don't know what you call that. George, what do they call that finish? But it's like this ultra deluxe, super thick cover.
Like a book?
It's like a book, but it's not a soft cover book. It's I don't know how to describe it. When you feel it, you'll know what I mean. It's got the thickness of a hardcover, but it's soft cover, and it's got this finish on it that I don't know how do you describe it. But Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood is a lot of fun. If you love Moon Knight, if you love comics, if you love just super creativity, this is super fun. And if you love things that are completely opposite of My Little Pony, pick it up. Available from our sponsor, Things from Another World. Link in the comments. And also check out our sponsor, Entertainment Earth. So that's new loot. And Willow, are you frozen?
Nope.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're just reclining.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
She's just hanging out with her little ponytail. Ha ha.
Oh, that's funny. That's good. I like it. I like that, Dee. That's good. Anybody else have anything from the cereal box? Any prizes to show off before we get
Yes.
into our main topic this morning?
She say yes.
Yes. Yes,
do you
girl.
have anything, Dee,
Yes.
before I go and show you the remnants of the dollar store that I rated?
Girl, no, I'm good. Thank you,
Uh-oh.
though. I appreciate it.
Willow rated a dollar store.
All right. So ignore the mess that's my living room. All right. So I went and found some stickers. I'm in the process of making a shadow box clock. Thank you to our friend Lauren Knight for all the fun ideas. So yeah, I raided the Dollar Tree and got some really cool stickers.
Are these puffy stickers?
Yes. They are so pretty.
I love those. I have to go get them. What am I going to do with them?
But these ones especially, I love. They're butterflies and they're like 3D
puffy butterflies. Well, that
wings that stick out. Those are cool.
That's going to play right into the theme of this morning's show. Those colorful puffy butterflies.
And because I like lights.
Oh, multicolored LED lights. Have you put them all throughout your house?
That I have a couple upstairs already by my window that I want to try to make pretty. And the fun thing about these lights, they come 5 in a package. They have a remote.
I love it. I love it. So you can either turn them on by pressing them or by using the remote.
Yep.
That's fantastic. I love that. Dee, you got any prizes to show off this morning?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. So, well, that's not the layout I wanted, but there's Dee in the middle. Look at her. So cute. This is how it should be. Boom. There we go. There we go. Where am I? What just happened?
You are here.
I lost track. So we need to talk about our main topic this morning, and that is Saturday morning 101. And to do this, I'm going to flip us into a new layout. So check this out. With this layout, we get to have playing in the back.
And I love how that video will play for you, but it won't play for me.
Oh, so we're able to get Pluto TV to play on your screen?
No, I was trying to play a video on Cryptic Crunch a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't working for me.
Why is Mighty Wind playing? Wait, what? I would rather talk about A Mighty Wind. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. Have you guys ever seen A Mighty Wind? This is not what we're here to talk about this morning. We're here to talk about My Little Pony. Let's see if we can get it back to My Little Pony. There we go.
I'm just laughing because, train wreck this morning, man. What, like, I'm glad it's not just me.
It's not just you, but we're gonna.
You guys are making me feel better. Y'all are making me feel way better about adulthood this morning. Thank you.
Adulting is hard. So this morning we are talking about My Little Pony.
I think I had all of those.
And
I think I still
Did you
do.
really?
Yeah, I was obsessed
My
with My
Little
Little
Pony.
I had like the
My
castle
Little
and
Pony.
everything.
Does your My
Did
Little
you really?
Pony figurine still smell like
Yeah.
it's supposed to? Okay. I had one that I found like years later in a box that my mom had, and it smelled rancid. It was disgusting.
No, they all still smell like strawberries and sunshine. I wish I would have thought about it.
What does sunshine smell like?
Sunshine.
Freshly
Was-
mowed grass and
What does
fresh
strawberries
air.
smell like? Strawberries? I don't know.
Well, so what the girls are referencing is the toy line that was introduced in 1980. And the My Little Pony cartoon show wasn't introduced until 1986, long after the smash success of the toy line. And the toys were produced by Hasbro. They still are produced by Hasbro. Dee, you were obsessed with them. Does Izzy get into My Little Pony? Did Maddie or Kaylee or the other girls get into them?
Somewhat. Not like I was, but somewhat. But I mean, they have them, and if they see them at the store, they like want to get them.
Yeah, my daughter was the same way. She was more of a fan of Polly Pocket, but she loved My Little Pony as well. And
I hate those things.
Really,
Polly
why?
Pockets, because they're this big, and they lose everything, and then it's like you stepping on a dang Lego if you find a piece. And then I always vacuum them. Anyway, I hate those things.
Oh, I can't count how many Polly Pocket shoes and accessories we vacuumed up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane.
I can't find my shoes. Oh, well, sorry.
Well, look in the vacuum. Look in the bag.
Barbie shoes and carpets don't get along very well. I've lost several Barbie shoes in my grandma's carpets.
I mean, Barbie shoes are good. You know, they're like this. Like you can see them to not vacuum them up. You know what I'm saying? Polly Pocket's like the size of your fingernail. Like,
yeah, the little tiny accessories, and my daughter had the hangers that the clothes hung on, and those hangers are this big, and yeah, they got sucked up in the vacuum cleaner, or they would fall between the cracks of the hardwood floor. I mean, yeah. Well, we had an old house.
Yeah, I'm like that.
50-year-old house.
I think you have cracks in your hardwood floor.
Well, because when older houses do, you know, they separate.
Yeah.
Anyway, so anyway, we're not talking about Polly Pocket. We're talking about My Little Pony, and it's going to play in the background above us as we go through this. So here's what I didn't realize, because look, I was not a My Little Pony fan. I never watched this as a kid. I assumed, because our fans put this on the list of Saturday morning essentials, I assumed it was a Saturday morning show. Turns out this was not a Saturday morning show. It was introduced in 1986 because of the smash success of the toy line, but it was introduced as a weekday show to compete with G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man, She-Ra, part of that whole block. Dee, you just had a light bulb go on.
I remember these guys. I remember the bees.
Well, this is the first episode that's playing above us and playing without sound so that we don't get copyright hit. But you know, this was about a show about a girl named what was her name, Willow? Megan. A human named Megan in a world of magical ponies and their adventures together in Ponyland. Now, this original series ran daily from 1986 until 1992. And you can see it playing, but here are a couple of frames of the animation. There's Megan and her little friend. Basically, Dee, this looks like you. It looks like Dee Barty.
I think I had that outfit.
I bet I could find the simplicity pattern for that too.
Yeah, I think my mom made it.
Now, here, there's something kind of that I kind of like about the My Little Pony designs, because as a fan of mythology and mythological creatures, I love that some of them are unicorns, some of them are Pegasus, um, some of them are fairy ponies. I kind of dig that, but you guys
Oh,
and the
I
dragon.
remember the dragon. Oh, John, I get it.
Why were there dragons in the Ponyland?
I don't know, but I get it now. Why you guys are all like, oh, Saturday morning, oh, because this is really like, I get it. It's taking me back. I remember something.
Oh,
Amazing.
I love it. I love it.
I don't remember the original, like the first show, but I remember I ran into like the My Little Pony Tales show that
Yes.
came after this, and wow, is that ever a terrible show?
Okay, so you guys,
Sorry.
I never watched this as a kid. I never
Well,
did.
why not? It's so
Well,
girly and come on, John.
That's right. That's right. So I never saw an episode of My Little Pony until this week. I watched.
And what did you think?
Well, I really tried. I tried. And when I say I tried, D, I'm talking about I watched 4 episodes.
Oh wow, you try way harder than I do.
I know. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. No, I didn't just watch. I watched 2 episodes of the show, and then because the original link that I sent you guys was the 1990s direct to DVD animated movie. I watched that whole thing before I realized it wasn't the cartoon series. It was the wrong thing to watch. I watched an hour and a half of My Little Pony before I realized, oh wait, this isn't the 80s series, because this series ran from 86 to 92. And then
you ran into the newer stuff, or
well, so the newer stuff is this. This is what's out now.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
Powerpuff Girls. It's like My Little Pony and Powerpuff Girls together. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the bubbly.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
That just. Yeah.
No, that's cool. This is My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, which is the current series, and it has its own comic book series from IDW, which I thought about maybe.
Maddie loved when she was younger. Remember when we first started that other show, and she would come with me. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had forgotten that. All right, I'm gonna. So, by the way, can we just say that Pluto TV, which is playing in the screen above us, I kind of fell in love with Pluto TV because they actually show commercials. I'd forgotten what it's like watching television with commercials, because everything I watch is on streaming.
The reason why we're going to streaming is because of the bad commercials.
I mean, right? I don't know. I watch a lot of murder mystery shows while I'm cleaning my house, so I have dish. So I still get commercials.
Well, I love commercials though, because commercials show you what's coming up, what's new, what's available in the marketplace. You get previews. I like knowing about. I like Noggin.
Johnny,
I don't
think
know anything
we're
about this.
having issues with YouTube.
Oh, YouTube just killed the stream because we're playing the video. So you know what? We'll remove that.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll just have to upload it later.
Dang, YouTube.
Yep. So thank you guys for letting us know that. That does not surprise me that YouTube killed it.
Did.
But anyway, we do have some funny comments here. Dave Mattingly says, sorry, honey, your Barbie shoe got sucked into the floor, just like your disobedient older sister. That
If
would be a
only.
good one.
If only.
And Grizzly Adams says, I've never watched My Little Pony, LOL. Grizzly Adams, neither had I. And look, I tried. I really tried to get into this show. And can I just say, to be kind, I thoroughly loathed this show. I did not like it I was sitting through the whole time going, oh, this is so insipid. How could anyone enjoy this?
The
But then
show's
I have to remember.
cringy. Like it's a very like.
I like it.
I will try very hard not to compare
Well,
it to other things that
I like
should've
Care
seen, but
Bears too.
Well, and
And
I am
Rainbow
not
Bright.
going
was
to-
different
That
though.
was all my
But it was like overly cute. Yeah.
Well, that's what its purpose was. That's the audience it was playing to. And I'm not going to bemoan anyone who loves My Little Pony.
The
Because I
baby
get it.
talk. The baby talk throughout the whole show, though, it just no.
Right. Yeah, no, it was not my thing. But for people who love it, like DBRT, I'm so happy that you love it. I'm so happy that this is there, that something for this audience exists. I love that. And there are parts of My Little Pony that I find a lot of value in. For example, the animation frame rate was the best of its era. I was watching this thing and thinking, wow, the animation on this is really good. Also, the character models, the designs of the characters, the colors, the consistency of the color palette, and everything about it is really well done. So, I can appreciate the artistry and the intention on the show, but this one, I get it now why it's so hard for you sometimes to do the homework that I send you.
We have a great understanding of each other. In this
I'm right
moment.
there. I'm right there. But so there were 12 strange and disturbing facts about the
wait a
original.
You just
What?
showed that clip. You need to post Grizzly Adams' comment there.
Oh, yeah, he says, Grizzly Adams says, we need to get Dee that outfit. And
Hilarious.
Dave Mattingly says the show ran every weekday for 6 years, but there are only 65 episodes. So here's probably why. They probably discovered that the fans watched it regardless of whether it was a new episode or not. Dee, did you ever care about the storyline? I don't remember because I never watched it. Did it have a continuing storyline, or was it just a standalone one and done episode?
One and done. And
So
I
it
remember
didn't-
that as a small child. For whatever reason, storylines have always been important to me, even since I was like 5, 4, whatever.
Yeah.
Weird.
So
I'm
it
weird.
wouldn't matter if it was a brand new episode or if it was 2 years old. It looks the same, it feels the same, and you don't have to have seen one to understand the other.
Right.
Nope.
So that makes sense that they would only create 65 and run them continuously for 6 years. But Grizzly Adams also agrees with me here. He says it's so colorful, though, I might enjoy it under the influence. And Dave Mattingly agrees with me. Not all of us are the target audience for this show. And I definitely was not and am not. But I love that Dee Barty is. And I love that Dee is going back on a time travel trip in her mind.
2 shows drove me nuts during this time. And
Look at
the Smurfs
Willow's
was
other
one of
little
them. I'm
ponytail.
sorry. I'm sorry. My Little Pony and the Smurfs were 2 of the worst shows that popped up in the 80s. Sorry.
Wait, Dee, what did you say?
Favorite. Her other side. She's got a ponytail on the other side.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, let's let's talk some trivia here. 12 and disturbing facts about the original My Little Pony.
I don't want to go down this road.
Well, number one, the first pony was not little. And I remember this. My Little Pony actually started out as My Pretty Pony. It was a much larger 10-inch horse doll that was part of Hasbro's Romper Room line in 1981. And it was moved over to Hasbro proper in 1982, shrunk down, and released as My Little Pony. And the original Pretty Pony still had brushable hair, but could wiggle her ears, swish her tail, and blink. However, she only came in one color, brown. And still, given that all of the My Little Pony figures were just solid pieces of plastic, I mean, that's a little bit of a downgrade.
It is. I want that. I want that doll now.
Right?
Now, do I remember this correctly? That the commercials for My Little Pony did, like, I showed the picture of the one. Am I remembering this correctly from the commercials that design on her body, did that appear when you rubbed it with water, like cold water?
Some of them did. Some of them did, but some of them were actually painted on or silk screened or whatever it was.
I think I still have this pony. I think I really think I do. I think it's upstairs.
I think you need to go find it.
I think I do too.
I mean, like right now.
Oh, it'll take me a while. There's a ton of toys up there.
Oh.
Pretty sure I have that.
But so I am remembering that correctly. They had.
I'm gonna add it to my collection.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain there was color changing ones, and then because I think it was like 85, 86 that had like the color changing phenomenon that came out suddenly. I could be wrong. Maybe it was later, but everything had, like, especially Barbie had color changing hair.
That's awesome. Okay, so my memory serves me correct, even though I wasn't into the ponies and never had them myself. What about number 2, Willow?
All right. When the first My Little Pony cartoon aired in 1986, it was titled My Little Pony and Friends because of the first half would be in My Little Pony cartoon, and the second would be based on another Hasbro toy line marketed to girls. These included the Glow Friends, based on the best-selling Glowworm toy, and I had one, Moon Dreamers, and Potato Head Kids. I don't remember that one. Which was about a bunch of potato children being marginally watched over by Mr. Potato Head.
I don't remember that. But so basically the ponies were corporate shills. Is that what we're saying?
A lot of it was. A lot of these shows that were based on cartoon toy lines were.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what's interesting is most of the cartoon series at this time were created specifically to sell toys.
Mm-hmm.
Dee, are you having a seizure over there?
No,
most
I'm
of these
so
cartoons.
sorry. Dave's comment got me.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to start hiding comments from Dee.
Hi, Keisha.
Keisha says, hello, beautiful people. Dave Mattingly says, weren't the Potato Head Kids called Tiny Tots?
He said, why weren't they?
That's a good question. That's exactly what I said when I first read that. Bless you.
And Dave Mattingly says, Pony got some wicked ink. Talking about the design on the pony body. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, to my point, a lot of these cartoons in the 80s were designed specifically to sell toys. This, Dee,
I don't know, John.
do you need a hall pass to excuse yourself?
Turn right this morning.
She just does not want me to get this point out. But this show was opposite. The toy line was created first, and the cartoon series didn't come until 86 after the toy line was a smash success. And Grizzly Adams says, bless you, Dee.
Thank you.
So D, you get number 3.
Oh,
What about ponies naming themselves?
I am not reading that.
Well, I will. They
I
were
just
really
saw. I'm not reading that.
okay. You can do number 4. Number 3 is ponies were not good at naming themselves. Seeing as some of the ponies' names were Cherry's Jubilee, Ruby Lips, and Chocolate Delight. It was kind of brilliant, but some ponies had horrible names that didn't make them sound like they, well, it kind of made them sound like they starred in
This is
pornography.
the reason why we need women in writing and coming up with things for women, for girls.
Yeah, because these are all real names like Whizzer, Salty, and Steamer. Yeah, they kind of do. I mean, and Cherry's Jubilee, Ruby Lips, Chocolate. They all sound like potential porn star names. I'm just saying. D, did we break you?
You broke me.
All right, give us
Some of these ponies dance their way through college.
Oh my gosh.
That's great, Dave Mattingly. I love that comment. All right, D, number 4.
I don't.
How
read
are
this
baby
one either.
ponies made?
I'm not reading this either. You.
Okay.
I'm not doing this.
All right, Willow,
My-
take this one.
My Little Ponies breed like rabbits taking fertility treatments, which we know because of 10 of the original My Little Pony characters had babies who they invariably named after themselves, either out of vanity or lack of imagination. Thus, the child of Lickety Split would be named Baby Lickety Split. This means that even as an adult horse, she would still be named Baby Lickety
Oh
Split.
my God.
Unless there's some kind of ritual where baby Lickety Split, that's a lot of Lickety Split, kills her mother in order to formally pass into adulthood. It's like, seriously, okay, where was this? Can I sit? Can I go back in time and sit through the meeting of when they created the show?
Who comes up with this stuff? Like, why? Like, come on.
Baby Lickety Split. That sounds like there needs to be a poll. Yeah, like that, Anyway. And so D, can you do 5?
No, I'm not doing that one either.
No, she doesn't want to read this. Okay.
So some ponies, speaking of having babies, some ponies could breed without traditional sex. Oh my God. They were immaculately conceived. Baby ponies, a special line of babies unique from the regular babies, were born from their mother's reflection, which is super weird when you think about it, because it means looking into any reflective surface would potentially make a baby, a tiny version of yourself pop out of yourself. Yeah, I
That's what happened to me. That's why I have 5.
Oh my God.
Someone had way too much time on their hands to come up with this list, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so. Oh.
Like number 6?
Oh!
Willow?
No!
Several-
What are you doing?
Several My Little Pony playsets.
The My Little Ponies liked a little light bondage because they came with bridles and saddles.
They're ponies.
What? Okay, so the author makes a great point, though. It is a little bit messed up because you're forcing sentient talking horses to wear saddles and bridles to be ridden. I mean, that's a little bit messed up, don't you think?
It would be as an adult, but as a child, horses have saddles.
Well, but adults are creating these for children.
We as a human species, though, we come up with a lot of weirdness stuff to torture people, though.
All right, so
Just saying.
I'm going to get into these next couple because in the last couple of weeks, we've talked about the satanic panic. And according to this author, My Little Pony was pretty satanic. The first My Little Pony TV special was titled Return to Midnight Castle, which is what we had playing that got us killed from YouTube, and featured the ponies trying to rescue their friends from Tyrek, who is basically Satan as a centaur. And Tyrek sends his monsters, led by Scorpan, a bat-winged alligator-faced monkey man, to capture and enslave ponies so they can pull his chariot of midnight. And he also turns the ponies into dragons. Oh, that's why there are dragons. Okay. This is literally the most, I mean, come on. And I mean, really satanic. Think about this. My Little Pony sounds like most of the episodes were based on, most of the episodes, the titles sound like they were based on Manowar album covers. Okay. Like the villains of the series included Erebus, the cloud demon, Laven, the lava demon, Tyrek, the centaur demon, Grogar, who isn't just a ram demon, but a ram demon necromancer. You know what a necromancer is, Dee?
No, but I love Grizzly Adam's last comment. He's not wrong.
Wait, what did he say? Okay, so Grizzly Adams says,
Oh, sorry.
Dee is going to need therapy after this episode. You guys are ruining her childhood memories.
He's
That's
not
funny.
Be glad I couldn't find the zombie My Little Pony picture that I bought at a convention, because that would just ruin her.
Oh my gosh. You guys are torturing me because, I don't have very many. I don't remember very many things. And the things that I do, you're like, oh, well, Smurfs they were all male and there was one female. And
no babies.
We need to stop spending so much time trying to overthink these cartoons. Really.
My
Well,
Little Pony, My Little Pony.
Do you think the creators realized
Where's the glitter?
how twisted some of these concepts were when they were creating this, or were
No.
they just like,
think,
hey
look,
man, what if this little pony was called Lickety Split, man? You're welcome, Dee. So one last one, Willow. What effect did My Little Pony have on Jem and the Holograms?
All right.
Number 12.
I've shut that list down. I quit looking. I can't.
Okay. My Little Pony killed Jem.
Oh.
Well, My Little Pony movie killed any chance of you getting to watch an animated Jem movie. Apparently, it and the Transformers movie underperformed so badly, Hasbro lost $10 million on them, which not only killed the theatrical release of G.I. Joe movie, it went straight to video, but also destroyed a Jem movie that was actually in development. Interesting.
So, you know what? Even back then, in the 80s and 90s, and today, I have never been able to figure out why animation studios, movie studios think it's a good idea to take a cartoon series that you can see for free on Saturday mornings, or in this case, every day, and do a theatrical release movie. Why am I going to pay for a ticket price to see a property in the theater that I see for free every day? It seems counterintuitive, like you've trained your audience to just sit at home and wait for this.
But yet Mattel went and did a whole series of animatronic Barbie exercise videos.
But those weren't released in the theaters. those were released on home video.
Still creepy as heck, though.
Well, sure, but
What?
Sure.
How does Barbie exercise?
Like that.
So, speaking of Jem, one of my friends did a series on with his art with the 80s properties, and he
I love
did
it.
Gem and the Hologram.
That needs to be in a frame, Willow.
I am planning on getting one. So Evan, me and you have to talk because we need to have you on our show someday.
That's fantastic. Well, Clyde Hall has a great comment. It's an ongoing debate. How could the Sid and Marty Krofft folks, which we've talked about, HR Puffin stuff and Lidsville and all of that, create those shows without pharmacopoeia enhancement?
So they say.
And Sid and Marty have admitted that they did partake of the juju weed.
Those shows. Whew.
Dave Mattingly says Barbie didn't need to exercise. She was that skinny because she never ate.
Good point.
I guess we'll find out in July, won't we?
You know what?
Who's excited for the Barbie movie?
I saw a preview for that. It's pretty funny.
I think it's going to be
It's
a
pretty
riot.
funny. Yeah. She couldn't eat because she can't reach her mouth with her.
Kind of like Tyrannosaurus Rex hands. But with Barbie, it's yeah, I can't reach my mouth with my hand stuck like that. That's what it is.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. Dave Mattingly says, I can think of really weird stuff without any pharma help. Well, speaking of really weird stuff, My Little Pony has an entire fandom, this subculture fandom of grown adult men who love My Little Pony, also referred to as
The
bronies.
bronies.
And
You know what? Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
These are some of my favorite people.
Okay.
They really are. And before you say what you told me off air, because I didn't know any of that, but
I didn't either until this morning. We'll talk about it in a minute, but you talk about the bronies.
they're some of my favorite people. I love the motorcycle gang, not gang, but motorcycle brony men. Oh, they're my favorites. They're my favorite. So it's like motorcycle guys, right? They ride like Harleys or whatever. They have like their leather jackets, but on their leather jackets they have like My Little Pony patches, and and then they wear their helmets. They'll have like the tails and the hair, and I just love them. They're the best. They're the best. Anytime I see my motorcycle bronies at a convention, I always have to go up and be like, hey, because they're really cool.
They're like a mashup of the Village People and My Little Pony.
Love them. They're some of the sweetest people too, but they're like manly, like motorcycle men. Like, I'll kick your butt, and then they're like, "Hey, I got My Little Pony, and I love My Little Pony." I don't know, just I love these guys.
So, Willow, were you familiar with the bronies before this morning, before this week?
Yes, I was. They're the bronies kind of have like an offshoot with the furries, but I went to school with one guy that came out to me as a brony, and he's like all proud of his tattoo and all that. So I'm just like, hey, yeah, that's awesome. But so some of them just like I will say that I've kind of distanced myself from some of the bronies in the local fandom community.
Well, okay, so you came out as a brony. I mean, how does that conversation go? Mom, Dad, I really need to tell you something.
Well, stuff like that is kind of frowned upon because of the fact that we have this stigma on men who have to be like manly and masculine all the time.
And that's probably why I love my bronies, the motorcycle men, because they're manly men, but then they have this vulnerable side of loving My Little Pony, and a vulnerable manly man
Because if Johnny, if you would you get a tattoo of a rainbow and stars and stuff like that,
No,
or
but I would not get a tattoo. I'm terrified of needles and I hate pain. So tattoos are kind of out. However, I love tattoos. And I'm immediately drawn to people who do have tattoos because I'm fascinated by them. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I would never do it myself. I could never bring myself to do that. But I love them. So I don't look. I'm with Dave Mattingly. I don't bemoan anybody who likes anything. So, um, you know, I don't mind people liking what they love. Um, as we say on the show all the time, we won't yuck their yum. Um, and Dave Mattingly says, I guess My Little Pony gangs have very bright gang colors. Yes, they do.
Yes,
I do want to kind of I do want to see that though. Like I would love to see a My Little Pony biker gang come rolling in here.
my gosh, it's a real thing. It is
Yeah.
a real. Oh, it's amazing. Oh,
And Grizzly Adam says, I don't care what people do, Dave, but I don't have to like it. And that's true. You
That's
don't
true.
have to like everything, but you can at least appreciate their love for something and
Right.
appreciate their passion for it. Um, and look, I understand why some guys, even manly guys, would be into doing My Little Pony cosplay. I mean, on a dare, I did Harley Quinn, and people loved it. And they loved it so much that I became addicted to that attention, right? I'm like, oh, wow, people dig this. I want to do it again. And probably the same thing goes on with a lot of the guys who do the bronies. However, there is a dark side to the brony fandom.
Isn't there a dark side to everything? Who knew there was a dark side to My Little Pony? Ew.
But I
Well,
mean, considering where it derived from,
yeah.
like
So
4chan is an evil place on the internet
yeah,
to
apparently
begin with.
the brony community first started and took root on 4chan around 2010. And it's about 2 years after that series, Friendship is Magic, started airing. And but here's where it gets really weird is that because it started on 4chan, there is a connection between brony fandom and far right um, political, ideology, uh, Nazism. There's some Nazi fetishism in the brony community, but here's where it gets really strange. In April 15th of 2021, there was a shooting at FedEx ground facility in Indianapolis, and it resulted in the death of 9 people, including the gunman. And he was a brony and was like heavy into the brony community. And that's when reporters started taking this deep dive into um, the brony subculture, and right wing bronies, according to the article, now have a body count. So I don't know. I don't know what that means, but
That was just I feel like that was just the media sensationalizing the whole fandom, because they did that they kind of did that with the furry community as well, and an episode of CSI did not help.
well, so this is going to be disheartening to everybody. There is a branch of comic and anime fandom that is very heavily into Nazi fetishism. I've never understood that. I don't get it. Why do you think Nazis are cool and something to be idolized? I don't
But
get
it's
it.
not Johnny, is not just the bronies that are part of that group either.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's in anime fandom, it's a big thing. And you see them at anime conventions in the Nazi uniforms, cosplaying as Nazis, and I don't. it's kind of sad that that's a thing.
I mean, yeah, like a couple of years ago, I think it was at Dragon Con. A couple of guys were walking around in Nazi uniforms, but like Hello Kitty,
right?
form.
That's right. And some people tried to get them kicked out, and Dragon Con said, "Look, we don't agree with the political statement that's being made. However, they have a right of free expression and free speech." And they refused to kick them out, which, I applaud Dragon Con for, supporting free speech and free expression. But guys, look, there's a time and a place. No, there's never a time or a place to celebrate Nazism. There's never a time or a place for that. But when you're gonna make a statement that offends people, I don't know.
I don't agree with it either.
Willow, Dave Mattingly remembers the CSI FurryCon episode. I do too. My wife watched that, and she looked at me and she said, "Is this a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
Are these the kind of people you hang out with?" I'm like, no.
I've been doing
there.
a lot of. I've been doing a lot of work with the local furry community to kind of shift the focus away from a lot of the hatred that the furry community has been getting. In all fandoms, there's going to be like the kink side. You're going to get that with anything.
Rule number 34. Is that what it is? If there's a fandom, there's something on YouPorn.
But people make it a big issue that furries like to dress up to be kinky, and no, it's not.
Now, Dave Mattingly makes a great point. I can see cosplaying as the Red Skull, if that's your thing. See, I can agree with people cosplaying as Nazis as long as they are clear that they are cosplaying as a villain and not, glamorizing or, making it look like some great thing. And Grizzly Adams makes a good point. Free speech works both ways. They have the right to do it, and I have the right to shame them for it. Yes, absolutely. So, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the fun of My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
Dee's like, please, can we just sing the song and hug each other and taste the rainbow?
Fart glitter. I don't know.
Oh my God. We didn't.
I think in the 90s also the whole pony craze became a huge thing because why am I the woman who made like all the colorful like rainbows and unicorns and stuff like that for like books and markers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I can't remember her name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Well, so My Little Pony is one of those franchises that really has never gone away. It's like Strawberry Shortcake, Rainbow Bright, Care Bears to some degree, Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man. They've never gone away.
She-Ra.
Yeah, and they're enduring for a reason because they've captured a certain segment of pop culture that just fell in love with this franchise. And Lisa Frank is her name.
Thank you.
Grizzly Adams, we have you to thank for that. So, Dee, you fell in love with My Little Pony when you were a little girl. No, not at all. and I'm so glad that, holy cow, we finally found something that Dee resonates with. So far on the show in the last 3 years, Dee has loved My Little Pony and Gem and the Holograms.
In the last 3 years. I was a smart fan too.
Oh
I'm
my
a
gosh.
don't care bear. Jeez.
Dave Mattingly says I don't care bear. That's funny.
I think I still have some Care Bears too. I might have to hunt those down.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. That's what this show is all about. Is remembering, reliving, and in some cases taking a deep dive. And when we've been doing these shows, a lot of times I'm reminded of something that I'd forgotten about, and I'm one of those kind of guys that when I rediscover something that I loved, I want to like really investigate the whole thing. Like when we were talking about Shazam, all of a sudden I was looking and watching everything connected with Shazam and finding new stuff that I didn't even know existed that is far superior to the original stuff.
Well, you kind of do that as an adult too. So like things look different to you as an adult than they do as a child.
Yeah.
So you're going to go back and go, oh, I didn't know that as a child.
Like My Little Ponies were satanic.
Yeah, but what, according to the Christian faith, is satanic?
Just like Dungeons and Dragons and the Smurfs. We can lump them all together.
So what does that say about me?
I mean, okay, my mom tried to ban us from watching The Simpsons because of one little episode that made fun of certain things.
Yeah. Simpsons was pretty controversial when it first came out, but now it's pretty lame, and now it's on Disney Plus. So, yeah. But Dee, what does that say about you?
You're a heathen.
I guess so.
And
All
yet,
right.
VeggieTales exists.
You know what? We might have to do an episode about VeggieTales just for you, Will, because I love VeggieTales.
I love VeggieTales too, but
VeggieTales is one of the most cleverly written shows ever. But Dee, last thoughts on My Little Pony?
No. Stop it.
No.
Stop all the negativity, people. That's my last thoughts on My Little Pony. Stay positive. Sunshine and rainbows. Spark glitter. Come on.
Willow, what about you? Final thoughts about My Little Pony?
Okay. If you're a little kid and or if you have little kids and you want to distract them with something that isn't the newer cartoons out now that are driving you nuts, put on My Little Pony. Yeah, that'll be a good couple hours for them to wrap their minds around and learn some morals from.
I want
Little Pony, My Little Pony.
I want to throw out this challenge to you. If you want to have a really bizarre experience, like I did this week, just have the My Little Pony playing in the background. Don't watch it. Just listen. That's all I'm going to say. Grizzly Adams says, D got that Care Bear stare. Do you know what that means? I don't know what that means. And Dave Mattingly says, the bunny, I did it for the bunny. Speaking of VeggieTales. Well,
My Little Pony, My Little Pony.
That's going to be a clip over and over this week of Dee just singing the theme song. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, friends and foes, it is almost time for us to go. But before we go, we have got to remind you of a couple of things. One, we are partnered with Comic Books for Kids.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
I love that. And we're going to be talking more about comic books for kids in the next couple of months, because I believe they are going to be our charity partner for the multiverse fundraiser coming up later this year. Clyde Hall says something real fun. D, don't be sad. My Little Pony is still delighting little kids at the school bus stop on our corner. Backpacks, coloring books. The kids are finding the delight that you love in those characters even now.
Thank you for saying that.
And that's what this is all about. And Grizzly Adams adds, the Care Bear stare is an ability that most members of the Care Bear family possess. The primary uses of this ability are to defeat the Care Bear's enemies.
Well, of course I have it. I have 5 kids.
I love that.
The mom's there.
I love
Better
that.
behave.
So before we leave, we have to remind you guys where you can see us live. And in just a couple of weeks, I will be at Metrotham Con in Chattanooga, May 12th through the 14th. Unfortunately, Dee, you can't join me for that one, but we will have a special live in-person co-host, our good friend Elizabeth Murphy Spivey, who joined us at Chattacon last year.
Why can't
And
I join you for? Oh, yeah.
You got a something.
I have a red carpet event.
Yeah. Yeah. But then you can see Dee and I both together in the flesh, baby, at ICCC. How many C's are there? There's 3 C's. I triple C. You know, I always feel like when I do that, ICCC, I'm throwing up gang signs.
I will only be there that Saturday. Is that right?
Yeah. Dee and I will be together on Saturday. I'll be there Friday night, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday. Broadcasting, doing panels. We'll do a live episode from the IC Collectors Con, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we've got more cons coming up this summer that we'll be attending. And Willow, so you might be in luck, because there's another personality, a voice actress who is a friend of mine who does cartoon voices. She lives in Canada. So we're trying to get her down to the States. And so if we can, we're gonna piggyback a plane ticket for you with her. So fingers are crossed. That
your passport.
You guys know what to do.
Yeah, that's a great segue to help us get Willow into the States to join us live at some of these shows.
I have never been on a plane, and I've never been to the States, so this will be quite the experience for me.
It will, because America is not what you see on Canadian TV. It's worse. No, I'm kidding. But you can support Willow's excursion to visit the U.S. and fly for the first time at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. Donate generously. If you hate our show, donate even more generously so that we can improve it. And, so all of the chaos that was happening at the beginning of the show, maybe we can do something to mitigate it. Probably not. But, we'll take your money anyway, and we'll try. There's motivation, isn't it?
That's funny.
Oh, that just came out by accident. Anyway, not really. So follow and support everybody on the screen. Willow at Willow Schuyler on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And listen, you know what Willow really loves? Willow
A good debate.
Loves it. No, Willow really loves it when she's wearing a low-cut, tight-fitting dress for you to make rude comments on her YouTube videos. She loves that. DBRT does actually love that. That makes her feel really good. I'm kidding.
Not true at all.
D hates it.
God, John, you're going to chase away the creepers again.
I know. No. I
guess I shouldn't really complain, because that has now become one of my top viewed videos on
Well,
YouTube.
I
But
was gonna share this with you
unreasoned
privately.
posts.
I was gonna share this with you privately, Willow. Don't be offended by the creepers, posting rude comments. Embrace it and be proud of it. Like claim it as the queen. Yes, you're making these. Why wouldn't you? You're welcome.
It's okay.
Anyway,
John says that about me and then has to chase them off at conventions.
yeah. Well, I'm a little bit jealous. I'm gonna be
Call
honest with you.
security.
I get a little bit jealous of my female co-hosts and cosplayer friends because they get all of this attention, and I'm like, I'm over here too.
Yeah,
It would
but
be
you
a
know what? You can walk in the parking lot by yourself. Okay? You
I-
can go to the bathroom by yourself.
Well, this is true. Wait, do guys
You
follow you
have
into
to-
the
I am
bathroom?
literally
You
getting.
have to escort me to the bathroom, John. Do you not remember? I mean, come on.
I'm literally getting guys from other countries professing their love for me who don't even know me and have no idea what the video is actually about that I posted.
Well, I mean, I've professed my love for you
Yeah, but you know her.
before I knew her.
Well,
Anyway, follow DBarty at DBarty Photo on all of the social channels, and follow us at Cereal Box Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you consume fun Saturday morning content. And Clyde Hall is going to have the last word this morning. John Willow D, thanks for the My Little Pony deep dive today. Have a fun weekend. You are welcome, Clyde. And
little pony, my little pony.
Are there any other lyrics to that song?
Yeah, I just don't know.
So with that, we are going to say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, bonjour. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Continue to watch, like, share, comment, whatever platform you're listening or watching. Subscribe and click the notification bell so that you never miss an episode. And until the next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the back of the cereal box.